up, guys? So this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, since I started this whole video games talks. I just slapped myself in the face. This video is pretty much going to be about why people play video games. There's a lot of reasons why people play video games, and this is usually the major thing that people don't understand about gamers, or people that play video games in general. I mean, you don't have to be this hardcore gamer. Shut up. Just anybody that plays video games. Like, why do they play them? And this, like I said, people misunderstand why people play video games. Yeah, they are entertaining, which is probably the on the top of everybody's list, is that they're fun. Because if they weren't fun, people wouldn't play them. But there's also a lot of other reasons, and some are very personal to the person. So I think that's why I think that it's very wrong for people to judge others because they play video games. So like I said, this has to do a lot with the style of the person, the type of games that they like to play and all that. Why they play them and that kind of thing. I mean, you could be an overall gamer that likes to play different types of video games, but there are specific gamers, you know, the people that are more geared towards shooters, people that are more geared towards RPGs. Shooters are mostly about the violence, or you know, that's why they're called shooters. You shoot people or you shoot enemies and accomplishing tasks. And then RPGs are more about the story and the personal experience that you have with it. Like usually everybody tends to have a different type of experience with RPGs. And then strategies, they're more about like challenging your mind, you know, like Portal, like puzzle games and stuff like that. And then adventure games like Zelda. Usually people play adventure games, or people that play adventure games, they tend to like the linear aspect to it. It's not really like an RPG, because RPGs could go anywhere. They branch out in so many different ways. And with adventures, they're usually just a linear storyline. So you're on it to it's kind of like reading a good book kind of thing. So you're on it, you know, to experience the story. So it all depends on the type of gamer, of course. Now, I'm going to be talking about generally just general video games, why people play, or why some people play. And I'm going to share my own personal experiences regarding this issue, because I kind of have a story when it comes to this, and I feel this, that's why I've been wanting to do this topic for a while, because I feel pretty strong about this issue because of experiences that I've gone through, and reasons why I play video games, or at least reasons why I kind of turned to video games more. So I will be talking about that. I've read a lot of articles online, and I'm also going to be talking about an article that was talked about in the Xbox official magazine. This was the May issue of 2012. It had a really interesting article in here. This article, I love that picture right there. So I'll be talking about this as well. Someone was writing this, I think a blog, it looked like a blog. So people say that, this person was saying, I'll put the links in the description for all the articles I mentioned. This person that wrote this blog was saying that he's usually told that people play video games to better their self-esteem. And, you know, because a lot of people see gamers as people that have no lives. Or loners, that kind of thing. You know, I talked about this in a previous video game talks. They have these negative views on gamers, so they say, oh, it's to improve their self-esteem, because, you know, they're loners and they don't have any friends. As much as that might be true, I don't think, and this person was saying that too, he was saying, I don't think that is a reason why people play video games. Sure, you might feel like your self-esteem goes up, but it's only temporary. I mean, you're not that stupid to play a video game and to feel awesome about yourself for the rest of your life. You know, it's a very temporary feeling. You beat a boss and you're just like, yeah, y'all got nothing on me. You know, like you feel like you could take on the world for a little bit. because you beat this game or something. If I ever beat Dark Souls, I'm gonna feel like I'm like already elected president. Like I'm like, okay, so guys, my inauguration will be on Wednesday in front of Kmart. You know, it just gives you this self-esteem, but it's not a reason why people play. Random thought, you know I'm all about randomness and I don't do it on purpose, my mind wanders all the time, but coconut juice with aloe vera, oh my god. Yeah. So people that play video games, they are aware that they're not the superhero. Now, there might be a small amount of people that actually, you know, that probably have some problems with, you know, up here, that think that they are, but the majority of people that play games don't think that they really are that superhero. You know, it's not like freaking Batman is sitting there and playing video games and then he's like, oh, oh snap, I gotta go save the world. But you still enjoy it. Even though you know it's not real and you know you're not that same person, you enjoy it because you immerse yourself in the game. Some games more than others. You know, you've got an imagination. It's not like we don't have imaginations. We have imaginations, so you know, you kind of feel what it would be like to be this person. Or, you know, like to save somebody. Of course it's not real. It's fake. But you're like, oh, this would be so cool. You know, you're living this imagination world. So it's entertaining. So this person says it's simply something to keep you sharp and keep you entertained and possibly informed, depending on the game. And what I'm about to mention is something that I've encountered so many times, and it just makes no sense. This happens a lot on multiplayers, where you're playing with more people that you're not really with, like online. Let's say online multiplayer, or like MMOs, that kind of thing, where you're in a society playing with a bunch of people, and people tell other people, oh, you're a noob, or you suck at this game, or you shouldn't play this game because you suck. Okay, first of all, I'm really good at some games, and I know I suck at other games. Like, when I play Dark Souls, I know I freaking suck. Like, I die, like, a lot. And a lot of people die a lot. But I don't play that game to be an expert at it. I don't play that game because I'm like, oh my god, you guys, I'm like so good at this game. Check it. You know, I don't care what others think about how I play. I don't care. I play it because it's fun. Because that adrenaline rush that Dark Souls gets out of you is just so cool. It's just like, it's this huge challenge that even though you suck, you're still attempting it, and you still get that adrenaline rush. And you play it for a little while, and then it's like, oh, that was pretty cool. You know, it stimulates your brain. So when people say, oh, you're a noob, or you suck, do these people just play games to prove that they're good? Like, do they really, do they play games just to be on top of the leaderboards? Like, those are the people that I really think are playing those games for self-esteem. Because they care so much about how good they are. So I'm just like, and how bad other people are. And if you're not good, you shouldn't play. I don't understand why they play games. You know, it's not about being good. It's about a personal experience. Playing video games is a very, very personal experience because you're the one that is experiencing that moment that you're playing. Now, you might be playing with other people, but you are playing that game. So you're doing what you're doing, and you might play in a team and all that, but you're not playing to be great at it, to show everybody how good you are. And if you are playing because of that, then you're playing for it really to improve your self-esteem. Because you have to keep proving to everybody that you're good at it. People that have been playing let's say, a specific MMO for a long time, and they're like freaking like level 300 or something like that, and then you get someone that just started playing the MMO, level 5 or something, and they're like, oh, this guy's a noob. I don't understand that. Like, of course they're new to it. They just started playing it. So what? What's the whole deal about calling people noobs? Like, If anybody ever called me a noob, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just started playing it. What? You were never a noob? Everybody is a noob at every game that you play. So calling people noob is just pointless because you're getting nowhere. Because everybody went through that. People that call people noobs feel like they started at this extreme level. Like this game just was released, they started playing it, and they thought that they were like masters at it. Like they start playing and they're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do. No, everybody is a noob in the beginning, so it's pointless to call people noobs. And if that person is not experienced in the game and you don't want to play with them because they're inexperienced, then don't play with them. Just, you know, go find other people that know how to play with it. That know how to play that game. The MMO is a huge world. There's a lot of people out there. So people that just started usually stick with people that just started, lower levels. That whole negative aspect to that is just stupid to me. So here are some reasons why people play video games. They're entertaining, they could challenge the mind, you could let out some frustration, they let you live a new life or experience a new type of life, you know, like a simulation type of idea. They give you an adrenaline rush by the suspense of the game, or by the action of the game, or by, you know, like those scary games, you know, by scaring you. It's like, oh, you know, it's some people love that feeling. The emotional experience of it, to socialize with other people through different venues, to relax, to forget, and they could even be therapeutic. This is what leads me to this article. This article was extremely interesting because, and kind of surprising, that people are actually doing a lot of research into this, and like they're taking it seriously. It's a good thing, in my opinion. This is generally about people with chronic pain. People with chronic pain, let me just read this really quick to you. Most play video games for fun, but sufferers of conditions such as chronic pain rely on them to help ignore symptoms. Now science has begun to shed light on what appears to be real benefits to popping a disc into your Xbox. This is taking gaming on a different level. This is showing, and they actually do tests, like actual tests in these big universities by like psychology teams and stuff, that they do tests on people. One of the tests that they conducted on people at a university in West Virginia, a psychology team, they conducted this test on a bunch of people. They put they had this device where you could chill water. I think they chilled it to 3 degrees Celsius, or 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And they put their hand in there, so it was really cold. It was cold water. They put their hand in there and they left it in there. Now, some people played video games, you know, in a way where they could only play with one hand, probably like a joystick or something like that, and the other ones did nothing. The ones playing video games could keep their hand in that water, in that really cold water, for longer. And the people that did nothing, they could barely keep their hand in there because of the pain. And the people that were playing action type of games, where you have more focus on what you're doing, kept their hand in there even longer. And they're saying that video games have an analgesic type of influence on the brain. An analgesic, for those of you that don't know what that means, it means it's something like a type of medicine that numbs, that will numb your pain. It's like an anesthetic. So video games, because of the entertainment and because of the brain stimulation. Now, on the science side of this, it's when something is entertaining you, your brain releases endorphins, and these endorphins improve your state of mind and act as a pain reliever for a given amount of time. The more active your brain is during gameplay, the more likely it is to block the sensation of pain. Now, you know that pain is experienced through the brain and nerves. The brain is constantly sending these signals saying this hurts at a specific point. And if you have a chronic type of pain disorder, you know, kind of like fibromyalgia or something like that, where you're constantly in pain, something's wrong with that stimulation, and the brain is constantly saying this hurts. By getting into this extreme focus with video games, where you have to not only be invested by, it's not like watching a movie at all, because all you're doing when watching a movie is just watching the movie. You might be like, you know, focused on it, but with video games, you are focused on it, you are reacting to it, you're interacting with it, you're responding, there are so many different brain stimulations going on at the same when you're playing video games, that it completely almost makes you forget, or in scientific types of terms, your brain stops sending those pain signals and starts focusing on what you're doing. Because even though it's just a game, your brain is like, okay, gotta focus on this, because that's where you are really like focused. You're playing this intensely, especially, that's why I said especially with action types of games, where your focus is more, it's more prevalent, you know, so the brain is like, oh, gotta focus on this, and you kind of forget about the pain. It's like the brain kind of stopped giving those pain signals for a while, which is absolutely fascinating. I was just like, oh my god, that's so cool. I mean, for somebody that suffers chronic pain, I know exactly what that's like. My mom is a sufferer of chronic pain, and she can't play video games for a lot of reasons. You know, I would love for her to try, but she can't. She has a lot of problems where she can't. She wouldn't be able to. But I know what that's like, and if someone were to tell me, if my mom could, I would totally tell her to play anything. Just, you know, mom, play this. And if it would to calm her pains down, oh my god, that's amazing. Especially when someone has to keep taking so many pills, and some of the pills don't even do the trick. So it's like, if this helps people, it's like, dude, go for it. Do it. Don't stop doing it. That's amazing.